Hello, this is I Do Damage, and welcome back to the channel. In this Remnant from the Ashes, I want to talk to you about Swamps of Corvus. It's a DLC that is paid, coming on April 28th. That is about a week from posting this video. It will be on Steam for $10. Some of the stuff that is included in the update will actually be free without the DLC. All that details can be found on Steam. There's going to be new zones, monsters, and bosses that will be free. But I want to talk about the DLC and what you can expect and some things that I'm personally excited for. So the big number one thing in the DLC that you get for $10 is the brand new survival mode. They showed this off on a preview stream, and I watched the almost 2 hours long stream showing it off, and I'm excited to jump in and get my butt whooped and probably die a ton. It just looks kind of fun to me, and you know, let's go ahead and talk, shall we? The survival mode in Swamps of Corvus is no joke. Basically, the way that it works is when you very first start, you're going to show up in this starting hub, and you'll have 1,000 gold that you can spend at different shops. They are totally randomized, but you have trinkets, armor, weapons, consumables, and then you also have the trait vendor as well. And the items on these shops are totally randomized, so you could find a really super high end game item from the get-go in survival mode. Again, this is the survival mode we're talking about. This is not how the base game or the normal game, whatever you want to call it, plays. It's a totally different game mode. Your gear, character level, everything is separate, and a lot has changed in this mode. It is a permadeath mode. Once you die, you get kicked back to this hub that I just explained and have to start again. But once you're actually in there, the layout of the world is a map, mini-boss, map, mini-boss, map, world boss. And then when I say map, there's dungeons in there as well. But there's always going to be too many bosses, and then a world boss, and then back to the hub to kind of sort through your spoils and get ready for your next run. What's really cool to me, and this is what really kind of drew me in, was the timed mechanic. So when you first go in, you'll notice that you have a timer in the top left, and when this reaches 0, you're going to then level up the world by 1 level, so the mobs will get harder. Underneath the timer, you're going to see a bar increasing, and that is your character level. This is the way that you get your character stronger. So as you're leveling up, you want to make sure that you're at least above or close to the world level. So if you're taking too long, you're going to get out-leveled by the mobs, and you're going to have a hell of a time. So it's already hard to begin with. Aside from the world level and character level, you also get traits, and these are different than the normal game as well. Basically, as soon as you get them, they are displayed in the middle of your screen, so you can track them a lot easier, and you can find them through tomes and things like that. Also, the loot drops are increased, so a chest that you find is going to have a purple item in there, so you can get right into those items and start slaying. With that in mind, there's no crafting in this mode. It's all just automated. This mode's really about go, go, go. It's about speed and precision and efficiency. This is one of those modes where you're not going to just kind of explore and look around. You need to be hurrying through to not get out leveled, not run out of time, and not die. Another really cool thing with survival mode and the DLC overall is new skins for armor. You can buy them with shards that you find in survival mode, and then also in the base game you can find them in hard mode or higher, I believe they said. They're these little shards, and obviously the higher the difficulty, the quicker you are in survival, the more you get, and you can use these shards to then buy new armor skins. So I think that's really cool to kind of have that permanent thing that you're working towards, is those shards. The more bosses you've killed, things like that, the more shards you get, obviously. So I think that'll be nice to have something to really kind of be working towards. Along with Swamps of Corvus, I kind of touched on it at the beginning of the video, is there's going to be a new zone. You guessed it, it's going to be a swamp theme. New bosses, new monsters, more story, and of course, more secrets to discover. That, to me, is one of the coolest things about Remnant from the Ashes, is the amount of secrets and hidden little events that you can come across. I definitely like the fact that it's randomized and no playthrough is the exact same. Last but not least, they're going to add more items, weapons, trinkets, traits, all that fun stuff. And a lot of them have been community requested items, weapons, the hero sword, for example. And as I stated, what's really cool is some of the more rare hidden items that you would have to search for and find all these secrets to discover in the base game, you can actually get right off the bat from the obelisks in survival mode. So I think that's really cool. So of course, with more items and weapons and traits, there's obviously going to be more builds that come alive. Basically, that's going to be your general overview for Swamps of Corvus, Remnant from the Ashes. My final thoughts that I want to share about all of this is, I'm going to be upfront here, I'm not a huge roguelike fan, but I like the idea of being stressed out by that timer and trying to push through. So I'm really not sure how long survival mode will hold me over for, but we're definitely going to have to check it out. It might be one of those things that I just play in short bursts, like I just do one run and then maybe come back to a couple days later type of thing. We'll definitely have to see. I'm definitely excited to see a new zone, more secrets, and more items to unlock as well. More build options is always cool. I would definitely love to see leaderboards for the survival mode, but I'm not sure if that's really even possible. Let me know down in the comments, are you excited for Swamps of Corvus? What's the #1 thing you're excited for? Or have they been too slow on the updates and you've moved on to bigger and better things? Let's have a conversation. I hope that you enjoyed this video and all the content on the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.